Welcome back to the Lecompton Pulse, where we dive into the stories and passions that drive our local school district. I'm Josh Woodward, Superintendent of the Schools, and today we're talking about the world of high school cheer and dance, where athleticism and school spirit come together. My guests today are PLHS cheer coach Sam Dugner and PLHS dance coach Crystal Lube. So let's start with a little bit of background on what led each of you into becoming spirit team coaches, and we'll start with Coach Lube.
Absolutely. I danced all 4 years in high school, just became a passion of mine, and I ended up getting a dance scholarship to Hutchinson Community College, and after that, I wanted to continue somehow, and so I was really glad that this opportunity arose for me.
Get to continue something that you love.
Absolutely.
Okay, Coach Buechner, tell us about your background.
Yeah, I started cheer pretty late in life, but almost immediately after that, I started coaching. And I pretty quickly realized that coaching was actually kind of more my passion than cheerleading was. But I ended up cheering at Cali Community College and then at K-State. And as I kind of lost focus on cheer a little bit, more on education and teaching, I always kind of wished that I would get to coach again in the future if the opportunity came up, and I got super lucky and I was able to do that rather quickly, so it was great.
First year, good timing, first year teacher in our district.
Absolutely.
So, both of the teams look great. I've noticed that all season long, even from football. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring you two in here so people could get a glimpse of what it takes to get these teams together and prepared for events. So the next question, we'll kind of rotate who goes first. But the first question here, which we'll have Coach Buechner answer, is what do you believe is the most challenging part of cheer in their case? And then we'll have Coach Blue go things.
Yeah, just especially in our community where everyone is so involved in everything, which I love so much, it can be kind of difficult to nail those practice times down and keep a lot of consistency, which is like super important in cheerleading, especially when you start getting into like the tumbling, the flipping, where you're throwing people. So finding that consistency all the time is a little bit difficult because our girls have just the craziest schedules ever. I don't know how they do it, but yeah, I would say that's probably the most difficult part for our team.
Okay, Coach Lou?
I completely agree. It's time management. The girls are told that, when they try out, that if you're in other sports, this is something to tack on as well as keep your grades up. So time management is super important and probably the most challenging.
Yeah, very good. A lot of extracurricular activities work at, so it's a good skill to have. What are some misconceptions about cheer and dance that you'd like to clear up? And we'll start this time, Coach Lee.
Sure. One of the biggest misconceptions that I have noticed is cheer and dance isn't a sport. We can do that. Just teach us. We'll learn it in a day. That's not the case. It takes a lot of time, effort, dedication, even practicing at home outside of practices at school.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Coach Peter?
Yeah, absolutely. Not only with what you said, but a big part of cheer and dance is also, it's a lot mentally. You have to be pretty mentally tough because you think about it, not only are you jumping and leaping, but you're also, in cheer's case, throwing people and catching people. And not only that, you have to be mentally tough enough to go out there and do it in front of your community and your school. So I think a lot of people are like, oh, we could do that, but it's a little bit more scary when you're actually doing it. But I think both of our squads do great. So.
They can wear you out watching them.
Yes.
So take us through, talk about how often each of your squads practice, and take us through a typical practice. I think Coach Whitney, it's your turn to go first.
Yeah, so our practices kind of vary week to week. We try to do about 1 to 3 a.m. practices. They only run about an hour, but we usually fill that up pretty easily because we have a ton to go through. But we can have sometimes a pretty slow week, but then we will have weeks where there's a bunch of games or makeup games or a pep rally, but we definitely keep busy. So
yeah, okay. Coach Lou.
Dance practices on Tuesday and Thursday mornings before school at 7 a.m. We also have 2-hour practices on Sundays because for dance routines, just like cheer, 45 minutes twice a week is not going to cut it. And that doesn't include, again, the practices that the girls have to put in at home outside of being here. So
yeah, that was my first thought. I thought only 45 minutes, and you guys put together some of your routines that you do. It seems like not enough time.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. So next question is for our younger students who may be watching right now and who may be interested in cheer and dance. What advice do you have for them as they prepare for maybe tryouts?
I think one of the biggest things, which we've mentioned earlier, is time management. Obviously, being involved is super great. We love seeing it. But be able to manage that time, communication is key, and keeping those grades up so you can enjoy your dance, cheer, sports, extracurriculars.
Okay, Coach Friedner.
Yeah, absolutely. And they both are tough things to do, but if you're thinking about it and you're nervous or you may feel like it's not for you or you're unsure, I definitely recommend just go for it. It's so much fun and it's super rewarding, all the things you get to do. So, yeah.
And you get in the gates free, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Kind of a bonus. Yeah. So tell us about characteristics you may be looking for in members of the team. And maybe you've kind of already hit on that, but is there anything else you'd like to add? You think it's Coach Pina first?
Yeah, I think probably my biggest one is having a good attitude. A lot of the other things can come secondary. If you're coachable and you have a good attitude and you're ready to learn and you're happy to be there, it makes my job to coach you so much easier. So that's a big one. I would say the second one is also just being a good role model, how you're acting in your community, whether it be grades or anything else. With cheerleading and dance, I mean, the little girls and guys in the community, they look up to you so much. So being a good representative of your school is huge. So.
Okay, Coach Lou.
Well, she nailed it. Everything I was going to say, especially those littles, they definitely look up to all of our athletes, all of our extracurricular kids, and we try to be those positive role models all the time. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So when will tryouts occur for next year, 25-26 school year, and what should interested students expect?
So tryouts for Varsity Blues will be in April. That information will be going out soon. Summer in the middle school will send out to 8th grade parents, and Amber will send out information to high school. And what to expect is honestly a good time. We have a lot of fun. We put in a lot of work, but it's worth it. Very enjoyable.
Yeah. Okay, Coach Pete.
Yeah, and kind of the same thing. We're currently looking at late March or early April. And yeah, it's going to be some hard work. And if it's a new experience for you, it might be kind of nerve-wracking, but just keep an open mind and have a good attitude, and it'll be super fun. So.
All right, very good. Well, thank you both for sharing your passion and insight with us. And thank you, Prairie Lecompton family, for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to share out. We'll see you next time on the Prairie Lecompton Pulse.